Along with spectral atmospheres as an addition to View 6's atmosphere editor, we also have a new light model, which is called Ambient Occlusion. And I'm just going to show you how that works really quick. I'm going to load in just two sphere objects so we can take a look at the preview and see exactly what sort of effects each different lighting model is producing, because global illumination is very similar to ambient occlusion. And with the current sky that I have right now, which is one of the asileFX skies, just the plain blue with the sun in the sky, I'm going to go to our atmosphere editor, and with that preset loaded, we are automatically on global illumination. And what we can see is all these soft shadows underneath our spheres. If we change this to ambient occlusion, you'll notice that the shadows lighten up a little tiny bit, but we're still getting pretty much the same effect. What ambient occlusion allows us to do is actually limit the range of how closely the shadows are affecting other objects. So let's go ahead and move this sphere. I'm going to set it to camera mode and move it a little bit closer to the other sphere. And I'm also going to raise it up. Oh, undo. Make sure we grab the handle and raise it up just a little bit. And what I'm trying to do is I'm going to go ahead and just move this so it's in front of our other sphere just a little and creating a shadow. I just want to bring that down just a little so it's almost intersecting with that object. And with the sunlight we should be able to see a nice soft shadow along with a regular shadow. And it looks like I actually need to bring this over just a little bit more and down just a little bit more. And let's take a look at that render in the preview. Okay, and now what we can do is actually adjust our range. And I'm going to go ahead and adjust it up to 50 right now, and we shouldn't really see any changes. It darkens our shadows just a little bit more and increases our range. I'm going to go ahead and bring this down just a little bit more. Keep in mind it's also interacting not only with the other sphere as part of the range, but also with the ground plane. So I'll change this range down to 0 right now, and we should see this shadow disappear completely. So now we can adjust those shadows that are normally found in global illumination with ambient occlusion and actually specify how much shadow we want to have casted by these objects. It also renders much faster than the global illumination. As we can see right now, there's no shadow on the ground from this top sphere. So what I can do is go ahead and up this to 90, and we should see an increase of a shadow on the ground for our other sphere, which we do, along with the darkening of the other shadows. And of course, as you increase your render quality and effects settings, you will notice that we don't have all these artifacts that are in here. So I'm going to go ahead and just render this really quick, the ambient occlusion, with a final render to screen 640 by 480. And actually, I'm going to up this to ultra, so we're all the way with the highest settings, and render that so we can see it at full quality. And we can see with the final render that we have a very soft shadow on the bottom and that little bit of a shadow coming in from this top sphere, and overall it just looks really nice, very smooth. So it very accurately computes the shadows, and it's much quicker than using global illumination. So it's a great new addition to View 6 and definitely increase the realism of your scenes.